great one here, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Carolina Panthers. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Brooks to start the drive. Unable to corral him. He fights through. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Give them 15 yards to start their first drive of the game.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
33. Yellow. Hut.
On 1st and 10, it's Brooks. And he stopped immediately there. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. The Panthers are 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season. And they got off to the tough 0-2 start, but come off a very important first win of the season last time out.
And it's tough when you find yourself in an early season crossroads, but that's exactly where they were. At 0-2, they were thinking if we fall to 0-3, things can spin out of control. But now at 1-2, they shouldn't feel the need to press out there. They're now back in a good spot, find a way to win some games, and keep moving forward.
They'll stay on the ground with Brooks. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. It's a Panthers first down, 17 yards on the play.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Ready.
Young going to give to Brooks. That's about as exciting of a 1-yard run as you're going to see. Finding a way to dodge that first would-be tackler. But again, just 1 yard out of it. You look at the Saints defense. They played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
I don't know what the actual percentages are. I don't know the analytics on when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches have always told me, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning are probably over 98%.
And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 49 yards rushing for him already. A terrific opening drive on the ground, and it's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Now Young. And that'll be incomplete. Wandale Robinson, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Leads to 2nd and 10.
They fire this one quickly to Austin. And a hard tackle there as he'll go down after a gain of about 5. With these run-pass options, we often talk about a good quarterback and running back. Well, having a talented wide receiver helps also.
Yeah, even coming in 3rd in the discussion, sometimes that means he really should be first, because all you want to do is get the ball in their hands and let them make the big plays downfield. That one came up just a little bit short. I'm wondering, is he still a little bit tight as this game starts? What would you say? Maybe he's got to take the governor off of it?
Or maybe the donut off the baseball bat, like the guys
I like
behind that circle?
I like that. Yeah, just take that little extra weight off of it and start to play freely.
Well, they moved the ball well there on the opening series. Running game was in sync. They were knocking on the doorstep, but ultimately, Charles, they'll have to settle for the field goal.
But they certainly were moving it well, and give this defense a ton of credit. Finally dug their heels in and forced the field goal. That's what it is, game partner. Will this offense look back at this drive and think to themselves, if we'd gotten 6, we'd be in a better spot.
Well, a good-looking return set up here. He's past the 30. He will score. Touchdown, Saints. So they gave up the field goal, but boom, they get it right back. Don't even worry about getting their offense on the field. They return it on the kickoff.
So I see your 3 points.
And raise you 6.
Double it up, coming right back at them. And if that's going to be the trade all game long, someone's going to be very happy with the end result.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. So let's try try this again after the kick return TD. Here's yet another kickoff. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play.
No gain on the play there. Second down.
At the 48-yard line.
You look at this Saints defense. They're a top 5 unit right now against the pass in the league. In fact, they sit at number 5.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see.
Fighting through, and he's got space. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Once again, it's Brooks. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Jonathan Brooks with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Panthers are once again back in front. Now for the point after. And it's through, and that makes the lead at 10-7.
Panthers 10, Saints 7.
The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Looking to put a drive together. Shuck now to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. So no gain on the play. And that's going to bring up second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing, Shuck. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Martin. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
At the 34-yard line.
Up the middle with Brooks here. And a short gain down to about the 33. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Young now. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up 3rd down.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
To throw, Young. And that will be incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
this one is right down the middle. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
At their own 27-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And with it, time has expired on the first quarter. The Saints with a football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a third down coming up. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. They'll throw. Here's Shuck. Oh, his early struggle. Now he's hit on the return. It's a loose football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
They'll run with Devin Neal. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
And that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down, and you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now, I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3 except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
They run out of the gun with Brooks here. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the first half.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is. to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I mean, it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's see, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
5-yard gain on the play. That's good for a Panthers.
That's ready. Ready?
They'll run straight ahead to Brooks. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by the defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Let's go. Hut.
They'll try to throw now. Young. They'll drop that down to Hubbard. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10.
33, yellow. 43 rail. Check, pink. Set.
A give up the middle, Hubbard. Down at the 35, it'll be second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
He's into space past the 25, and they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. So here's a first and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Red, 38. Set, hut.
Now here's Young. He'll dump this one off to Hubbard. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that'll bring up a second down in just a couple.
Watch set, hut. 22 needle, 45. Set.
Straight ahead with Hubbard. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw it for a loss.
Ready.
They'll try and run for this with Hubbard. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Chuba Hubbard, his first touchdown on the year. And the Panthers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Well, they were looking to pick up the first down on third and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage, partner. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now stands at 13. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it. Down by 2 scores. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, New Orleans. Josh Downs, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Saints get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flush from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a one-score, 6-point game. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
23-yard line.
Ready, break.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Now a give. It's Hubbard going left. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Let's go now. 60 reps. 60 reps.
Throwing. Young. He's going to air one out. And this is caught. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A big play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Panthers will extend their lead here just before halftime. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive. And it seemed like they may be giving up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they end up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now stands at 13. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in a half as this one is away. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play. They'll throw now on the final play. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by J.C. Horn. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And they finally get to him out near midfield, but he's all the way across the 45 with the 46.
During the week, the special teams coach puts together a game plan that he presents to the head coach. And in every game plan, there's one big play that he points to the head coach and says, listen, when we need it, we can go to it. I think they did exactly that on that one.
Here's Shuck. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
On second down, they'll run it here. And they'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory.
On any running play that's called, they're always always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. They hand off to their big tight end. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10 at their own 44. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
Here we go. Hunt.
Young to throw it. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. They'll give him 4 yards there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Ready, break.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Ready, check.
Young now from the 50. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And he takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
On the handoff, it's Hubbard. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
He's got exactly what you're looking for, the ability to not just diagnose a play and quickly, but to make a play as well. Nice job there tackling him for a loss.
This now a 3rd and 4.
Let's go now. Ready?
Here is Young. And it'll find the open man. That's complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 26. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs.
22 meters.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Come on, set, ready.
Looking to throw, Young. Checks this down to Hubbard. Just a gain of a couple there. And it'll be 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Out of the gun, here's the give to Hubbard. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 42 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. On the throw, letting too much that time. It's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well. As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Now here's the Panthers special teams unit to try a field goal for 3. This a 31-yard attempt. And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead even further. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick. right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been threes.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on fourth, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on fourth down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride to the offense this go-around. Now inside the 25. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. 57 yards. And the Saints are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third.
Well, I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
The Saints will line up for the two-point conversion.
And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Now the Saints offense will remain on the field and go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And he is in for the 2 points. And they're back within a score as the lead's cut to 8.
Saints 22.
So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
Blue check. Ready.
Here's a handoff to Brooks. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Another 6-yard carry, same as last play. First down.
That's good for Panthers. First down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready. Hut.
Right back to him on first down. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Ready.
That's caught as Austin left side. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
2nd and 6.
Ready.
A run out of the gun with Brooks. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
On third down, they go with Brooks. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
I think there's a fatigue factor that's kicking in defensively. You know the will is still strong, but I think the offense is starting to bend it just a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. To look that way, we'll see if they can continue this already strong drive. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 6 yards there on the keeper and second down. So he is able to turn that into positive yardage, but I think it's fair to say that those are not the shots you're wanting your quarterback to have to absorb.
And he has to know sometimes when to say when. You have to know when to give yourself up, and let's face it, not easy for these guys to do because they're competitors as well. But sometimes you do go.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Jonathan Brooks with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Panthers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Looking to put a drive together. To throw is shot. He lets it go deep for Olave. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Panthers force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was when you didn't need the full time to make the selection. He called that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
Ready, break.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 2.
Here we go, set.
Handoff running left, Brooks. Dances by him. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
What a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Panthers, first down.
They'll run right here with Brooks. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 205 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game.
Come on, set. Yellow, 22. Set, huh?
And they take a knee. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. Brooks is going backwards as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. From the 4 now, 3rd and goal. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Jonathan Brooks taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Panthers have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Oh, look at the juke. And he'll get it out near the 35, right at the 34 here. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the first down due to the previous penalty. 3rd and 4. To throw now, Shuck. That is caught. He's going to have the first down and more than that. And he gets this one down to the 24. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now they'll fake the jet sweep here and throw off play action. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. On play action, Shuck. He completes it to Olave. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. How'd you like to be those defensive coaches, though? That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared. But executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
So for the Panthers, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they also will exit this one at 2-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves